I'm live. Make sure everything works. Put on some chapstick. Put on two because one is never enough. Looks like it's a good connection. Okay, I'm live. Yay! That's great. Fingers crossed. I posted about this a couple of times. Hey! Which I was trying to be a little bit like more proactive with my social media because I find it to be a huge chore, but I was trying. And I figured I would just be honest, namesake, that like I'm chronically early to everything I've ever done in my entire adult life. And so that includes attending my own live streams. And I was working a little bit off camera because I was just like, I don't know how you're feeling. I could use some hits of dopamine, some good feels, because Danny heard the camera start too, so now she's gonna pretend like she needs to leave and go do something, but really she's just gonna jump up here to get attention. Anyways, I just needed some good happiness moments in my life. So I started crafting a little bit early. I got a head start on it because I wanted to play around with some things and just like, I don't know, experiment, see if it works. I wasn't doing anything super exciting. Oh man, chronically late. I have friends that are like that and I love them because this is just like who they are. And we accept that, right? People are who they are. And so we laugh about it because whenever we go out and do something, they know like I'm going to show up 15 minutes early. They're going to show up 15 minutes late. So I'll just bring a book and like sit and chill and like have quiet time. And it's kind of perfect. And now we've got like a working social relationship and chef's kiss. How was Gem City Comic-Con? I'm curious. I'd love to hear about it in the comments. I was working on off camera making a little loop-de-loop for this. This is a rough cut one, but I wanted to get a sense of the shape and kind of like, I don't know, Mads5 just posted about this. Like something has to exist before you can make it better. And that was my goal here. It's just to make something exist and then I kind of make it better. So off camera, I was working on with some scrap foam, making my handle for this because I think I'll probably be able to prime this today. I don't know about the roof because I think I want to do a little bit of like carving to give it some texture, but I'm pretty sure the body is ready for some primer. So but I don't know. I was like low-key deciding to off camera. So I made this with a couple of this little tiny new loopy handle. I made it with some laminated pieces of 5mm foam that just came from like the scrap of this. And I don't know that I want to think about how I want to construct this. I could just go and take this piece and clean it up with a rotary tool and then just glue it on. I could also bend something, but it will constantly pull on the shingles. So I need to think about how I want to do that. Oh, it was so fun. Oh, that's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that. Oh, good. Yeah, I've been watching your posts about you're making that cosplay. That's cool. Oh, awesome. I'm glad it turned out. I think I want to check that convention out. I think maybe next year would be a great year to like plan to see how it's doing. It's at the Western Idaho Fairgrounds, right? Like the big expo center. I know that if it's where I think it is, like I grew up in Boise in Meridian off of Victory and Cloverdale. And the summers, the fair was like my favorite. It's still, I love going to the fair. It was one of my favorite. Yeah, events. Like my friends and I think it was one where my parents too, they would just like drive up and drop us off and let us spend the day in like 105-degree heat riding rides and eating junk food. But we would always go and look at the animals. And um, my friends, my next door neighbor friends, and I were all very crafty young too. So we would enter like photography and cross stitch and baking and sewing stuff into the expo to display it. So it was always fun to go see what everyone else did. Anyways, I love it. So funny. Do you really? I went to Lake Hazel Middle School. And Maple Grove was, just a couple streets over. So fancy, but still so far away at the elementary school. That's crazy. Oh my gosh, has that area grown up or what? Like, I drive back now and I can't believe it. I remember driving to high school in the mornings. Like, I mean, it was Meridian High School. So it was, like 10, 15 miles away. And we just take 10 mile or we drive out to 10 mile. There'd be nothing there because it was 100,000 years ago that I went to school. And now it's all grown up into something. Oh yeah, it's crazy. And the house we grew up on, we got really lucky. Had this awesome empty backyard and field for us to play in. But now it's all homes, which is awesome. I'm so glad that the area is growing and thriving. I've moved on, and I'm glad there's space for other people to move in. Yeah. Danny, you might close the door? Yeah. Yeah, there's knives and glue on the table. Okay, bye-bye. Beyond the camera is one of the 35 beds that we have for our cats in our house. But this one is just a box with a pillow in it. And Danny loves it so much. So like I'll come up here and she'll be sleeping in her box with a pillow and I can't close the door because she'll want to get up and go out. It's complicated. We have a complicated relationship. I know, nothing can beat the pillow box. And we have just around the corner here, I have a whole bunch of storage. There's a bunch of cube storage underneath this desktop. There's my box with fake flowers in it. And Yawns, you don't see him as much. He's my big guy. He loves it so much, sleeping on all those pokey fake flowers. And I put a pillow in it. And as soon as I did that, wouldn't touch it. Wouldn't even like give it the time of day. I've ruined it for him, trying to be considerate. So last 2 weeks ago, I was working on this, getting my, oh wow, I forgot that I got all those in there. Yay! All lights, mushrooms. Oh, I'm so happy about that. I want to get the flowers on here because I'd like to be able to bring this to Lilac City Comic-Con with me in 2 weeks. I'm going to be a guest there. And I guess it's 2 weeks, a week away next week. And I want to have it on my table to be able to talk about like working with foam. So I need to get a start on that. And I've been thinking about these butterflies too. And, like my struggle with gluing Mylar. And so I want to make some stuff out of paper, which is maybe not as exciting as foam work, but it means that we're getting down to like the nitty gritty of this. And that's pretty exciting. I don't know that I'll have it painted for my table. I mean, that's pie in the sky hopes. And then in the future, having a smaller pattern that I can make available to people. If they want it, they can, get it for free. But for right now, I think just having it there is like a demonstration, like you can see the work. I think that's cool. So all that to say, I should decide what I want to do. Do I want to prime the bottom first? Get the top ready for some carving, make my handle. How do I want to make my handle? You know what I really want is to not sand it. I don't want to do any more. Sanding is so messy. And I have to I wear a respirator because you should, PPE. And I do, I wear the full respirator, make sure it's on tight. But then afterwards at night, I have an asthma attack usually because I think it presses on my sinuses and just irritates them. I should probably get one of the full face ones, and that's on the docket in the future. So I kind of low key avoid sanding if possible because it's not very fun. And when I do, I try to stack a whole bunch of things together so I can just like get them done. And if I want to do this, I just need to do some light sanding, and I could just sand this as it is, just clean it up. Maybe I do that. I think so. I think that's it. I think putting more pieces on this is just going to, well, it's so uneven now. Maybe I make a paper template. Yeah, I dream of having that full face one someday, right? Oh, my birthday is May 1st, and uh I bring this up because I've just read that I imagine you're so sick of sanding after shredder. Yes. I spent maybe like I thought I'd spend a month sanding those spikes, and it ended up being like 3 months of sanding a little bit every single day. And so for my birthday, my partner, my spouse got me like a faster sanding kit for like fine details because those are really hard to get. And I so appreciate it. But you're right. Like I don't even want to touch sanding as long as I can. And I have been working on it. I've been working on remaking the helmet too. And that's just out of paper mache and freeform air. So that's a lot of sanding cleanup as well. I have the Van brace off to the side because I was playing around with it. I think it turned out pretty good. I'm trying to decide if I want to take the time and effort to repaint these because there's some spots where the paint stuck, even though it cured for a week in the garage and degassed, and it was not sticky. And I stored it in like a temperature controlled space. It's just paint. I don't think I need to. I don't know. The perfectionist in me is like, you could. And then the one who's just like, move on with your life and just prime it and move on is like, just prime it, move on. So I like how it turned out. I don't know that it's ever going to be a one person wear, which was my goal. I think because it's just too pokey. Okay, I'm dawdling because I'm trying to decide what to do. An easy win right now is going to be to prime this. So I'm going to do that really quick because then I can just set it off to the side and let it dry. And then I can work on my butterflies and more of this. Let me grab a paint quick over here. What one, two, I won't. I don't want it to be too big, but I don't want to be too small. This one works great. I have been using this from Prop Monkey Studios, this EVA Prime, and it is so nice. And I've used this tub now for like 7 different projects, and I'm still only about halfway through. I don't know what kind of magic this is, but it is my new favorite. I just bought 2 more of them. And I have my fancy, this is very professional, my gesso, what's it called? It's Mod Podge, it's gesso, and it's Flex Bond that I mix together. That works really well too. When do I want to use? This one's left over from, I just finished filming my first episode for season 2 on my YouTube channel, and I used this. I don't plan on using it again for anything. In fact, I probably will make the fully to only using this product. That's how much I like it. Like it works so good, but it is not a filler. So if you want to use a filler, like sometimes you can get by with the gesso, Flex Bond, Mod Podge stuff is like filling in gaps and sealing everything together. This, while it says it's a fine pore filler, not so much, but it layers so good. No brush strokes. It's sandable. Man, I don't know what magic this is. It doesn't have any weird smells to it. I love it. I really want to use it because I like it better than this, but I don't want to waste this. Yeah, perfection is not required. Man, that is so true. I just want to, if it's perfect, I won't wear it and have fun with it because I'll be worried about ruining something perfect. Maybe that's okay. That just sold me on using this for this because I know this isn't perfect, but if I put it on, then I worry a lot less because it's just done, right? Like it is what it is. It's going to take battle damage no matter what because of the nature of props. and travel. I'm going to take those out and I am going to, I'm going to pop out the bottom. Pop. I love it. I love it. It does that. I'm just going to start on this. It will fill some of the gaps a little bit better. I just can't do, I got to be not heavy handed. We know like that is a challenge for me. I'm not even going to like quick seal this because what's the point? It's just for funsies. You remember that. It's just for funsies. There's nothing crazy. It does get a really nice colored coat on it, which I like. I like having that uniform base to work on for paint. Yeah, that is a great mantra for 2026. Perfection is not required. All this, I should mention too, all this foam that I'm working with has already been heat sealed, except for I never heat seal my 2mm foam. It shrinks it and like wobbles the edges when you apply heat to it, even very, very light heat. So I just like give it up to, it's going to absorb more primer whenever I put it on. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. And I don't want to be too slow or too messy. Like it's really just about getting it on, getting it goopy into corners where it needs to be goopy, and then trying to control the brush strokes a little bit. That is the great challenge with, I think, Flex Bond, Mod Podge. And then I add the gesso in there to be a primer for paint. I know that's usually meant for canvases, but I find that it helps apply paint a little bit better. And you only get one layer. I guess I could try, I was talking to Beverly Downen about this, and she said that she can usually get like 2 or 3, sometimes up to 5 layers of Flex Bond onto her foam work. And I wonder, I don't remember, she said there was a trick to it. It may have been watering it down. It may have been like just letting it dry a little bit better. I feel like my impatience works against me in all things crafting, because I just want to like move on to the fun parts. And for me, that's painting. I like the painting. I'll just sit and like noodle and paint on something for hours. It makes me so happy. I mean, like, as if this didn't tell you that already. Yeah, it doesn't have to be done right. It just has to be done right. It's an illusion. I was so happy. I was just like scrolling. I was trying not to doom scroll. I was trying to scroll for inspiration on social media, and I saw Mads 5 post about sometimes your first step is just bringing it into the world, just creating the thing, and then you can work on cleaning it up later, because blank page anxiety is like real. I feel that acutely. Like, what if I don't make it right? I have to remind myself that first just make it, and then you can go in and start to tweak it. Except for so I was a judge at Emerald City Comic Con this year, which was super fun. And I got to judge with some really cool people, Abby Cat Cosplay and Momo Official. She is a Star Wars cosplayer, and Abby and I have been friends for a while. So it was just super fun to get to like judge with her. And what was I saying? Why was I saying this? I lost my train of thought. Oh, totally lost it. It's just gone out of my head. It'll come back to me. Gosh. Yeah. I just had a total brain blowout. Just lost my train of thought entirely. I hate that. Yeah, it's literally like I've got a pile of parts in my car. I know I have to assemble into a prop. What if I do it wrong? Right? Yeah. I believe in you. I think you can do it. I think you'll be absolutely fine. Just got to find it. Just got to find that bravery. My brain is in the background, just like aggressively restarting. Don't know where my thought went. Hmm. 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 Doesn't that look good? Though, like, once you get that layer on and it's all one color and you can be like start to imagine like that it's not just made out of foam. Love it. How was I talking about Emerald City? I didn't want to brag. That wasn't it. I'll let you know if I want to brag. So there's a point. I don't know. It's never gonna come back to me. It's gonna be gone forever and just drive me crazy. Or I'll remember, like 3 days from now at like 1 a.m. I'll wake up and be like, oh yeah, that's what I wanted to say. That was it. Just like that word I can never remember. Caliper. I can now. Look at that. A digital caliper. I was using it the other day. I was trying to 3D design something poorly. I was 3D designing something very poorly. Attempting it. You're talking about, oh, thank you. It'll come back randomly in like 30 minutes. I'll be sitting on the couch just doing nothing. Well, that's not true. I won't be sitting on the couch. I'll be staring at my computer, working on editing the video. And it'll come back in the middle of like trying to make a transition card. Okay, you're talking about doing it versus doing it right. And then you went to judging. So I imagine it had something to do with the competition. Yeah, maybe. That makes sense, doesn't it? That could be it. It's talking about competition. I haven't competed in a while. I was judging. It's gone forever. Yeah. Oh, I remember. It came back. You're right. It came back. Okay. Doing it versus doing it right. Okay, so I was judging for the competition and I wanted to make a special costume for it because Abby was going to make a special costume for it. And I wanted to make, and I did. I made the yellow dress that Lucy wears in Fallout. And it's super cute. It's this one right here. And I used a vintage pattern for the top, which is like a structured halter top. And I'm not really like a halter top wearer. In fact, like this is it. Black t-shirt, black leggings, kind of my life. So I went for this vintage 1950s halter top pattern. And I was a little nervous about it. I was talking to Abby about it because she is quite an accomplished seamstress. And I made one. I was like, okay, I'm just going to make it. And I did. And it was a hot mess. Like it was actually had been better. I made 3 of them using that pattern. I just never could dial it in. And finally, I just scrapped it and grabbed something else that I had a little more familiarity with. And that ended up working. And I was talking to Abby about it. And she was like, oh, yeah. So, most of the time you can just start somewhere and like iterate and iterate and iterate, and it will get you to where you want to be. Which is usually how I sew. Like I'll start with something and then I'll iterate, I'll tweak it, I'll sew it again, I'll get a little bit closer. And then, but she was like, but not with vintage patterns. They're just like, cut out these pieces, sew them together. And there's no like iteration in it because you are literally just trying to figure out what it is they're asking you to do. And by the time you get to the end, if you even have something wearable, it's like, that's the win. And she was totally right. She was absolutely, and I was sitting there, it was between judging. I remember because I was sitting there and I was like, gosh, you just nailed the entire process of making that costume, trying to use a vintage pattern. That was the one time where like just doing it wasn't gonna cut it. You can't. I couldn't even do it right. I couldn't even do it using the tools I had. Thank you. That would have driven me nuts. I think the lesson I learned there was choose your patterns wisely, which I feel like I'm talking to people who totally get that, totally understand it. Later, when paintless, can you show us? Oh, yeah. Oh, I love Gertie's patterns. I like vintage patterns, but with modern expectations on them. Yeah, so smart. Such an amazing creator. To love her, love the products, the books, the like. Yeah, I will happily show you that dress. I regret some choices I made. Not in the sewing of the dress itself, but there are these really like pretty floral, delicate embellishments on it from the original uh, inspo, and I was had a very short timeline to make it, so I bought heat transfer embellishments, and they work like 95% of them work, but I applied like over 500 of them. So everywhere I walk, there would be these little yellow flowers that were just falling off of me. I would just find them everywhere. And it was almost like when I made my first fairy, my Navi costume, it had so much glitter. There was just like a trail behind me. Like you could track where I had been, which was actually at Lilac City Comic Con. All the chairs I had sat in, I felt so bad afterwards. It was just trails of flowers. And I still find flowers in places in the house because I had worked on it all over, slowly ironing those little things onto the organza. I don't know if the adhesive was just really poor or I just did a really poor job. It's probably both. Oh, two down. Man, I mean, I like the color too. I like being able to see where all the stuff is, but once you get like the primer on, it just like changes the entire. It's such a fast step forward into seeing what it is you're trying to create. The trail of joy. That's one way of putting it. Yeah. I'm not gonna be. I'm trying not to be too heavy-handed here. I do like. I don't. I didn't need to fill it. It's all good. It's all good. It's gonna be fine. I'm not spray painting it. I'm not wearing it. Just looks pretty. That's the goal. I mean, not right now, but it will look magical. Guess I get to decide. Like, what do I want to paint it? Do I want to make it look metallic or like that's probably what I'll do. I'll pick a bunch of colors that don't necessarily match what it is because I just want to paint it for funsies. And who cares about the realism? I mean, I guess if I felt like this was a competition piece, that'd be a little bit different, except I don't know that I actually feel that way. Cosplay competitions are weird. I think they may have negatively impacted my maker perspective. I wouldn't take them away from anyone. I just don't know that they're a great fit for where I am in my maker journey anymore. Because I just kind of want to do fun things that make me happy, you know? Like, I was thinking about this holiday weekend. We get the holiday tomorrow. My work schedule is shifted, so this is my Thursday. We're on Sunday, but today is my Thursday. And my partner, who does leave the house to go to work, is working tomorrow too, in lieu of like taking a different day off. But I was thinking about like how I want to celebrate that day, Memorial Day, and if there's something I can do to be mindful, but also like to find some joy of my own. I think just making something for funsies, not for competition, not for anyone else's eyes. I think that might be super fun. I bought a dress at a garage sale that is pretty, and it was an estate sale. It was design like a designer dress. I got it for like $50. And I'm very happy about it, and it actually fits, and I love it. But there's a part of me that just wants to take it apart and then use it to make a pattern so I can make it in a bunch of different colors because the color is okay, but it's not like the most flattering color on me, in my personal opinion. And maybe I will do that tomorrow. I'll deconstruct some garments, which I've been meaning to do anyways, um, for my own joy. Yeah, you're totally right. Competition is really stressful. I don't find that it is um, like the last competition I went into, I really took some time to reflect on it, and I have decided that it is a choice, like a little bit of a sacrificial choice too. You are sacrificing a lot of time and mental wellness and joy to be part of programming in a very specific way. And um, I think it's really important to decide what it is you want to get out of it. For a long time, I was competing because I like accolades. Like, even when I was a teacher, I like accolades. I was a nationally board certified teacher. I have my master's in teaching. I was taking lots of development so that I could get more endorsements. And for me, that's super duper motivating. And so I like that. And I liked the timeline that it gave you. Like, oh yeah, like you have this thing coming up. And there's a press to do more, to try different things, to like experiment. But it turns out I don't actually need any of those constructs. I will try different things because I have a brain that likes variety, and I like to challenge myself because I think, what if I did this, is a really interesting question that I like exploring. So I don't know that I get out of it what I used to get out of it. And then the last time I competed, which was last September, I knew I was getting ready to launch my YouTube channel, and I thought it would help me build some of my social media that I could drive to my YouTube channel. But the truth is that you don't like it doesn't build your you're not really getting exposure. The convention is not taking the time to like showcase you or your work, except for in that small moment. So it really doesn't, like, even business wise, if the goal, get you to where you want to be. Some people do it for community, that is for sure true. Like, you meet so many interesting people, and I had some of the greatest conversations about cosplay in the green room this time around than I have ever had. It was fantastic, and I got to talk to people who I never elsewise would have had a chance to like really sit down and like chat with. And in that regard, total win, total worth it. Um, but I think we could do that in a non-stressful way too. So I have some thoughts about it. Yeah, same. I have enough stress trying to when there's no one in the world remotely judging my work. I I do hear the argument that people have about, like, where else are you going to have other professionals looking at your work and providing critical feedback? And that's true. Although arguably we are constantly judged by one another and ourselves. So I don't know that like I don't know that you need a judge to look at your work and say this could be done better. Self-aware enough to look at something and be like, next time I would do this instead. But I do understand where that's coming from, like what systems exist to acknowledge people who are excellent builders, who are uh, changing the field because of their sharing, their content, their thinking, their trial and error, their experimentation. And all that is true too. It's complicated. There's a hair in there. Was it my hair or was it a cat hair? It's 50-50. It could be either. Yeah, but I think what I'm coming to, what I have personally arrived at is that I have stress in a lot of other places, and I want to make stuff professionally. And so I want to be strategic how I do that, how I share it. And the competitions don't help me achieve my own personal goals at this moment in my life. It's really about me, ultimately. Except for I do like competition books. I really like making competition books. They are so fun to write and put together and design and print and assemble. Like, oh gosh. And I don't know that I'll self-motivate to write them on my own after I finish a cosplay. Um, which is kind of a bummer because they are also like a lot of work, and I could see myself like very easily completing 70-80% of one and then just putting it down and walking away forever without a deadline. Oh, one of my favorite costumes to wear is my son. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Cat hair's baked into everything I've done. Same, yeah. It's almost like a Where's Waldo is finding the cat hair that you have included purposefully in the things that you have made. This will have many, I'm sure it's, I especially think like under those tiles when I was just gluing stuff down and not really cleaning it off. I am sure there's so much cat hair baked into it. It's part of the magic. It's part of the wonder of it. Get all the corners. I'm gonna have to turn it. I haven't been doing as I've been painting this is I've only been painting looking in one perspective, and I haven't been looking in all the perspectives. So I'm sure there's like pops of color peeking out from everywhere because of that. Oh, I'm really happy. I'm really happy to get this primer on it. It really just pulls it together, right? Like that one solid color. I remember watching some of Bill Duran's first videos with Punished Props when he was painting props and talking about like the moment you put primer on something and then all of a sudden you can see this thing that you've been building out of pieces. And at the time I was like, that's not true. I don't think that's right. But it's totally 100% absolutely accurate. I get it now. I was wrong. I would love to hear about cats in the comments. Like how many, what are their names? Who is the most helpful? You've met my two. So very helpful all the time. It's starting to get warm and Yawns is really unhappy about it. Oh, he also has the worst little kitty cat allergies. So he's just sneezing constantly. I feel so bad for the guy. But he's really unhappy that the weather is heating up. And so now he won't sit in his normal spots because they're either too warm or like we have the fans on right now to try to cool the house more naturally than with the AC. And if the fans like slightly ruffle his fur, he just can't, he won't have it. He just won't. It's end of days. So at night, to let me know, he climbs up on top of my pillow and he will dig his back feet into my scalp. Not his front feet. He couldn't be bothered with his front feet. He has to make it look like he's lounging and just like gently stretching and happens to, grab on with all four claws into my head. A little monster. I've got two at the moment. Oh, yay! Is someone having kittens or are you adopting or adding on to the cat family? I think I might be able to get another coat on this. Check it out. It looks like a thing. It looks like a thing. I'm so happy. I'm going to put it on its head and do the bottom really quick. We'll just... By the cat distribution center. Mhm. 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 I get you. Danny was our feral accidental adoption in Klamath Falls when we lived there. She had been captured by she was living in an abandoned house, and she had been captured by the, animal shelter, and we went, my spouse and I, to go and donate one winter, and he was like, Let's just look. We'll just pet. We'll do this, right?" And so we did, and she comes crawling up to him and immediately starts cuddling with him, and it's the cutest thing I'd ever seen. And we didn't take her home because we were trying to be. We already had 3 cats, and that's a lot. And then we talked about it. And we're like, okay, if no one adopts her, we'll bring her back. We'll go and get her in a month. We'll check the website. We'll check. I couldn't last. I didn't wait that long. I waited 3 weeks. And then one day while he was at work, I went and adopted her. And I kept her in a closed bedroom. He was working, so this during residency. This was a while ago. And man, they work, those resident doctors. He was on a week of 24-hour shifts. So they work 24 hours and then they're off 24 hours, and then they work 24 hours and then they're off 24 hours. So he didn't know which end was up or down, except that we had this mysterious closed door in the house that he just didn't know what was there. And turns out, cat distribution system. It had succeeded. I'm glad I turned this upside down. I can see all the nooks and crannies that I totally skipped. Oh, catless. It's okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, we lost our older cats last. I get it. Them's were my babies. It's been really hard. Whew. I know. I'm sorry, bud. That sucks. That's all it is. Just super duper sucks. I think it may have been the hardest thing I've ever experienced. Like, sometimes we talk about, my partner and I, the moment we felt like we were grown-ups. I mean, we're in our 40s. We have grown-up jobs and we have grown-up responsibilities. When you actually feel like a grown-up versus like, it's different. And I think for me, the end with my senior cats was the time, like the moment I was like, oh my God, I think I'm an adult. Scary. This is a snuggly baby. Oh, yeah. We gave her back to the shelter and we came to pick up our food for our next fosters. That's all over. Yeah. What are you going to do? That's it. You have been selected. There's no going back. You can't. That's so cute. Oh my God. Oh. Oh, you just knew it was the one. Yeah. She chose you. I love those little dum-dums so much. I am so allergic to cats. And I still love them so much. So crazy allergic to them. I thought about we thought about adopting a allergy friendly cat, but the truth is that like there are just so many animals in need of homes. I don't think I could pick one special. I think I just want to give. I think everyone just deserves a forever home, including humans. We all deserve forever homes. So I'll sniffle all year. And there are tissues everywhere in this house. There's a box of tissues. You cannot walk 5 feet without finding one. That is how I live. And I'm happy about it. No problems. No complaints. I've been allergic to everything since I was a kid, though, so it's not like it's a new thing. Yeah, obviously she knew you needed her. Oh. No, don't be sorry about it. That's just the way things are. I am an indoor I'm an indoor human. I am a food motivated indoor human. I don't go outside. I was also just talking to my mom about this, which I'd be curious to hear from both of you because we know when you edit videos, you stare at yourself a lot. And I notice things like I have a little bit of like, I feel like blotchiness right here. It used to be from one of our elderly cats who would sleep on my chest at night and claw me. And I don't know if it's just like maybe a little bit of scar that needs to go away, but I was like, have you ever done? I was asking my mom if she's ever used body makeup before. And she's like, I think you just need a tan. Your ghostliness could use some sunshine. And I agree. I could probably stand to get some vitamin D bacon in my skin, but I go outside even with SPF on and I almost immediately burn. So I'm an indoor human. I'm an indoor human. I am an indoor human. But I could fake tan. I could, like, oh, Purina Live Clear Food. Okay, I'll give it a try. I am totally gonna give that a try. That's amazing. We bought this really high-end cat food for one of our elderly guys, my Bubba, who passed away in September. And he was an orange cat with a funny tummy. And so we've been slowly going through it and we hit a milestone. We're down to like the last pack of cans. And now though, the other two cats, like even when he passed, they still expect their wet cat food. Their special morning treat and their special nighttime treat. So I was just thinking like, oh man, I'm gonna have to pick something out. I could change it up. Because I don't think Jans cares. I think all that matters is that he gets a special treat. He's never been picky about what it is. As long as he gets it, he deserves his evening num-nums. That's what we say. I'm an indoor human too. Oh, kayaking. Okay. It's aloe that does it. Interesting. Where do you kayak? I mean, I know Boise has all the rivers. It's so good. My mom still lives in Boise, and so when I come to visit, we always go and walk the green belt. It's so nice. And like Julia Davis Park. If I had had a wedding, that's where I would have done it. I don't know that you could kayak the Snake River though. I think it might be too white watery, but you could go up to the reservoir, the beach, as we used to call it growing up. We could go to the beach. It's got that nice little water fountain. I don't know if it still has it. It was a long time ago. Some sand. I spent many a summer swimming there. Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cascade. Yeah. Irish and nomads. Oh, that sounds hard. An indoor human that has to be outdoor for work. Oh boy, I don't know that I'd be tough enough. I tried for a while because I worked at a project based high school. And so we did outdoor stuff. And my co teacher was definitely an outdoor human. And I worked really hard, but I know it was never enough. I knew it. She knew it. It's okay. We found other ways to bond. Um, yeah, it's tough. I mean, I can do it. Like this year, I was talking to my partner about like, we have someone who comes and takes care of our lawn, which is a enormous privilege. I'm so grateful that we have enough to be able to do that. But we were talking about like, how do we save money this year? And I was like, I could go back to mowing the lawn. And then he kindly reminded me that when I do that, I also break out in hives for 2 days and have to use the rescue inhaler every 2 hours. Which I was like, yeah, it is. He's like, and I don't know that they make last time you burned so bad through your SPF 60 that like as a doctor he was impressed. I wasn't even outside that long. For the cat food, make sure to switch the food slowly. Okay. Slow switch. So Danny won't eat wet cat food. She's so funny. So we give her churu. She likes churu. And Yons is the one who very much likes his num nums, but I can switch that up because he's also he's a all day grazer, so you'll give him the wet cat food and he'll work on it and then he'll come back to it. You can't eat all in one sitting. It's too much. Okay, that is done. I was even able to get like a little bit of extra. I think I got a pretty good layer on there and not too much. There's some brush strokes. Hopefully they'll dry down mostly. There we go. Yeah, I love that. Right? Bill was right. Once you get your primer on, doesn't it just like change the whole look entirely? Like suddenly this is almost like a whimsical gothic. I'm going to get just a little bit more of this, this side right here. This whimsical gothic, creepy. I dig it. But it doesn't have to be. We could make it totally pastel. We could totally like rhinestone it up. What do I want to do? I want people to want to come and talk to me about crafting. That's what I want to do. I want to invite people into a conversation with this. That's my goal. Looks great. Oh, thank you. In the winter, I can be an outdoor human. Oh, the heat. Yeah. It's a real thing. Yeah, the heat is this is a real thing. Also, the heat is a real thing. And like Idaho doesn't mess around in the summers. You got a good hot summer. We do too here where I'm at. It's also hot and dry, high desert. And I kind of love it. I mean, I don't go outside, but like for those brief moments. There was a time, do you remember when you were younger? Because I do when I was younger, and I would like go for a run at like 4:30 in the afternoon in August and be like, this is fine. And nothing's stopped me. And now I'm like, oh God, it's 70 degrees at 8 a.m. I can't go outside for the rest of the day. Okay, heat stroke. Oh, I get wicked witches siphoning the youth. I get it. I would like to be able to go for a run at 4:30 on an August day. Yeah, it is a real thing. It looks like a real thing. Now I do really need to think about the colors that I want to use, because even though I want this to be kind of like creepy and deadly, is that my overall goal for all of it to look like that? Because maybe I want some of it to be like ornate. I don't know. You know what I'm not gonna do though? Whatever it is, I'm not gonna prime this white on top of it. I like a black primer. I think darker, like I like darker, richer colors. If I had to do something girly pop, it would be really fun, but it would be hard for me to start. I'm gonna throw this in the bathroom really quick. In this sink. I've never painted or used a primer without making a huge mess. It's just who I am on the inside. And it's all over. It gets all over it, little droplets. That's fine. Somebody told me a while ago that if you have self-healing cutting mats, you need to water them once a month. Like just take a sponge, like wet and soak them. And I have started doing that, and they were right. Like it makes a huge difference. Um, it makes stuff not stick to it, which is so nice. I didn't know it. I've gone through like 3 of these before before I learned that. Okay, we're still doing good on time too. It's 99 degrees. Oh, 99 degrees. Okay, 50 day. I'm in Boise, irony. I know you're in a desert. You know that, right? Yeah, if you my friend told me about it with the self-healing cutting mats, and I didn't believe, of course, like I didn't believe it. I'm like, no, you don't have to do that. And I started doing it more to keep things clean than anything, but it totally makes a difference because I will like you saw, I'll glue and paint and just like goes everywhere because I don't know. Maybe I'm not attentive to it. Uh, but when it's like really spongy, is that the word? It comes off. You can scrape it off, especially like contact cement, which I have ruined many a mat with. You can just like roll it off. It's crazy. I'm going to make a couple butterfly outlines on this paper that I have because I think um, I am going to try to hack the Mylar problem by maybe doing some coloring on paper and then gluing the pieces together because we know paper will glue to paper. And I started using colored pencils again, which are super fun. I have a nice Prismacolor set that I haven't used in years, and I drug them out and I was using them on something else, and they were so nice and they blended so well, and I was just like, and so not messy, which is really lovely. So I need to get some more blender sticks. I have those they're coming in the mail, but I think that's the trick. I think that's gonna do it. Oh, I didn't need to do 2 of those. That's fine. So I have this set of like not get the reflection watercolor pencils that I think are really cool to make some cool effects. I don't plan on doing any coloring right now because that would be super boring just watching me color. But that's my plan. So I'm gonna make a couple of like, you can see it. Yeah, just big outlines for the butterflies. And then I think I'll go in and color them. Do something really, I could do pretty or I could do vicious. I got 2 of them so I can play around with it and try that because this bums me out. This bothers me. Like, even though they're constructed, it's like, oh man, they just came right apart. And just kind of cool. It could look like a magical butterfly with like, no, I don't like it. No, I don't like it. So I also made some templates for petals, for flower petals. And I'm thinking that I can just trace them on paper, kind of like color them and cut them out and then glue them around my stamens that we spent last time like making in here. And that way it's something like cool and interesting and vicious because I can do some little details. I don't know what I want to paint them with though. I was thinking watercolors because it can be really pretty and flowy. I'm just really bad at them. No, unrelated. I know there is another intimidating But have you considered making a Discord group? I don't know how to use Discord. Good question. That is a really good idea. I don't know how to do that. And that is probably something I should learn how to do. I did make a decision that early on. So when I was thinking about the Honest Cosplayer and this year trying to be serious about growing it, YouTube, streaming, all the stuff, I was getting really overwhelmed with all the things out there that you can do, because there's a lot. There's Discord and TikTok and Patreon and YouTube and Reels and Shorts, and like you can start to really get underwater with it, which is totally how I felt. So I um sat down and I was like, okay, I'm going to pick 3 to focus on this year. Like 3 things that I really want to like dive in and spend some time on curating with intent, not just like happenstance posting. And I picked YouTube and Instagram, and then Facebook because I can just like post, it's all meta. Um, and so that's where I've really spent my time trying to figure out what I want to do. So like launching the YouTube channel and then oops, that one got really weird. Learning how to stream and trying to post, trying to like curate my Instagram posts. That is still a bit of a hot mess. I'm working on it. Figuring out how to make reels. And right now they're just like basic baby reels with the intent that I'm going to grow those. So that was like phase 2 is after those things get like a little bit easier to navigate and manage and curate, is to start to grow it in different directions with ways to engage with other people who do this, because to me that feels like a really authentic way to grow a brand and what I'm trying to do. And there's a lot of cool makers out there that I think the community is really spectacular, and I want to be a part of it. So Patreon and Discord are on my radar, but they weren't something that I like made a choice this year to invest in. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I'm glad you made it. Thank you. I really like doing these lives. Someone asked me the other day, like, why are you still doing it? And for me, it's important to like be a human. And I can spend like the YouTube videos are super fun, but you definitely know, like I produce those, right? Like I spend time cutting them together and adding all this stuff in, and they're still pretty authentic to my voice and who I am because I'm a real bad liar. But they are produced, and to me the live streams are like a chance to be like, this is who you are authentically. And my dream is that maybe somebody watches these to help them fall asleep because it's just like noise in the background. And I'd be so happy if that was the case. Because sleep is important and often hard to achieve. Oh, thank you. Oh, uh, I appreciate you thinking that I'm chill. I definitely feel like a chaotic dumpster fire most of the time. Um, but I don't know if I've ever told the whole story of like where the honest cosplayer comes from, but it comes from when I started cosplaying 1,000 years ago. Oh my god, I was living in Spokane 1,000 years ago. It really was because my partner had just started medical school and we had relocated for it. And so I was cosplaying because I suddenly had like a lot of time to myself on my hands, and it made me really happy to make stuff and be crafty. And I was watching a lot of tutorials, and I was especially watching, like, I'm a huge fan of Bill and Britt Duran and Punish Props, and they're amazing. But I was so mad at Bill because he was making these incredible things on his videos, and I kept screwing up. And obviously, he was safe and smart and interesting, so I could be mad at him through a screen, and he would never know. And I was like, is he being honest? He can't be being honest. And now I know, like, of course he's producing his videos, and he had a very clear vision of what he wanted to do. And so one drive to a convention, I was talking to my partner and I was like, I'm going to be honest about it and just show all the failures. And I do. And it's just kind of a hot mess all the time. But I'm glad, like, I'm really grateful for that inspiration for one, for Bill laughing about that when I told him about it. I really appreciate that. And also that I think there's other people out there who make stuff and are like, why does it look like this when it should look it's like baking a cake or like decorating a cake, right? You're like, why does it look like this? It should look like this beautiful photo that someone took and posted. Might never look like the photos. Anyways, that's the story. So I appreciate you saying that I'm chill when I in fact feel like chaos personified. Yeah, look at that. All those little leaves, mostly drawn. I want to color these on the page, but I also didn't double check to make sure they were going to work. So I'm wondering if I should like cut them out of paper and um, just, check my work, check my homework. I hear past math teachers being like, Christy, it's so easy. Just plug something in and make sure it works. Uh, and I also hear that little voice in my head that's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want it. I don't want it. It's extra work. I can just hope for the best. I'm gonna check my work. I'm gonna cut out one of them. Cut out one of them. Mr. Crawford. I can hear him. I can hear him in my head. My calculus teacher in high school. Just check your work. Just check your work. Great. It's good advice. It's very good advice. I struggle with being deeply human. One little leaf, and I've got the other one where there it is. Because I think a bunch of those together, like imagine some paper curling and color on them, and then we like put them around this. I think it'll be really cool and different, and I can make them really creepy. Because I was looking through my silk flowers, and they're all very pretty, which is what I like. But they're not particularly threatening. And I think the way to make it threatening is to do a lot of shading. So dark colors on the outside, light colors on the inside, and then like exotic patterns, like cheetah spots, or even just like polka dots. Probably what I want to do because I'm lazy. And in bright, like warning label colors, like those frogs that are really poisonous, but also really brightly colored. So like, you see it and you're like, I shouldn't eat that frog. Oh, yeah, being honest. Me and my math teacher every day. Right? I know. And I love math. I love numbers. I refuse the stereotype. I refuse it that girls are bad at math and science. That's nonsense. We can enjoy numbers too. And also not want our work, even though we know we should. I don't think this is going to be enough. I have 7 of the big ones and 7 of the small ones. I don't know. I've never made a paper flower before, but I have made, oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't show you that. I have made foam flowers before. And I made the mistake of painting them after they were assembled. So let me show you this. Let me also make sure. I don't think any of the paint is. I'll show you this. Here's the yellow dress I was talking about earlier. It turned out pretty good. That's the skirt. And then here's the top. Yellow is not a great color for me. But this isn't too bad because it's like a marigold yellow. And I ended up, so the vintage pattern had no support in it whatsoever. And I have parts of my body that need support. So I ended up installing a underbust corset in here. So there's boning behind all this, and it's lined with a white twill too to give it like a little bit more sturdiness. So I can wear it without a bra, but still with something to like cover my bits and pieces. And then the halter is it's got a really interesting shape because it's not like a square neck, and it's not a sweetheart neckline either. It kind of like goes together and tacks on the sides. This is from the inspiration from the TV show. So that was challenging, I think, because the actress has a little bit of a wider neckline than I do, and mine was a little bit shorter, so I had to take it in a little bit more. Anyways, I think it turned out really good. I have never sewn a cummerbund before, but I did that for the waistband, and it took so much longer than I expected. And then these are the iron-on embellishments, and I'm not angry about how they turned out. So there's like a couple different ones on there. They're really pretty, I think. They're not screen accurate because I am sure that the creators actually like embroidered their own on their own machines, and mine are store bought, but you can see where like they just don't want to stick down. And so what I need to do is tack them all down, and I just don't want to do that. So I'll just leave, like you said, a trail of happiness everywhere I go when I wear these, and I have a whole bag full of extras, and I'll just keep like gluing them on when they fall off, because that's an easier way to manage this. I know I feel like I'm saying this, and you should be asking, like, are you sure you want to call yourself a professional? No, I don't want to call myself a professional. There are some things that turned out really good, though, because I don't know about how you feel about this. I do not like restrictive clothing. It really bums me out. So anything I make, I try to make like as least restrictive as possible. And two, I change sizes. I change sizes from the morning to the evening, from week to week, from month to month, right? Like, because I am a human who fluctuates. So making stuff that isn't adjustable is really scary. And this is a zipper back, which is pretty scary. But it's like a real invisible zipper. And same with the skirt. It's also an invisible zipper. And I spent a lot of time trying to like get it fitted enough, but not too fit. You know what I'm saying? And that was hard because it's not my skill set to do that. It's the reason I make a lot of corsets, because they're so adjustable. Oh, get that in there. And while you can't see it in a lot of my costumes, like most of my waistbands are Velcro adjustable too. So they're just like a panel that you can Velcro together so that they can adjust depending on where I'm at. And that has always been my body. It's just one that is changing all the time. So that was a scary build for me because it's not really a changeable. It still fits really well, but it's not like adjustable. Yeah, the Goldilocks zone of fit, it's really hard, right? And I remind myself, like, when we see celebrities who are wearing things, their clothes have been tailored to that moment. There's no expectation that they're going to wear it again ever without more tailoring to it. So I remind myself about that a lot to try to like ease the anxiety of making fitted clothes. But it's hard. It's real hard. Who knew that was going to be one of the biggest challenges of sewing, is the terror of fitting your clothes to yourself. Yeah, give me a corset. And I agree. I went to Rose City Comic Con a couple years ago, and they asked me to display some costumes. So I had like 3 or 4 costumes up on display, and it was awesome. I felt so honored to be asked to share that, for one. But looking at them all, you could tell like I very clearly have a pattern of building, and it starts with a corset, a skirt, and then like a breastplate and armor. And I was looking at friends and I was like, is this a problem? And it was actually my mom. I think she was there with me, and she's like, "Not really. It's more like you figured out your formula. Like you know that this works for you. You know that this works for you over time. So why not dig in, and just get better and better at it now that you found something that works?" And honestly, that's what I've been doing. And occasionally I try something different. I tried something different with that, and I'm glad I did. I learned a ton. Don't trust vintage sewing patterns because they're liars. And also, it turns out that's not my happy place. Is something like that, which is super fitted because I worry about, I can wear it the one time, but I kind of want to wear it all the time. I just want to keep wearing it. I feel that way about Toriel too. That's this cosplay right here, which is very fitted and was very fitted for the moment. And I loved it. And then it didn't fit anymore. So now it's on display when I go places. It's the costume that I really like to display. But it does make me a little sad that, my skills weren't there yet to make it something that works ubiquitously. Yeah, the corset is the base of your strength. I'm building new monsters for our work this Ooh. Yeah. So the not too restrictive or uncomfortable. The lesson I learned with that one, the second time I competed, Emerald City Comic Con, I made a xenomorph, and I have such pride and shame in that particular build because while it was impressive, it was a hot mess. And it wasn't a hot mess in the ways that you would expect it to be. It's just that I had never built a big, like a larger than life costume before. And so things that I thought I could do, I surely could do them for 5 minutes. But if you are asked to do it for 3 hours, it's really different than doing something for 5 minutes. So if anything, that cosplay, like making that larger than life monster, taught me so many good lessons about safety. But that's like a really strong word. That's not entirely it. Not just safety, but like about about honoring yourself and building in a way that is survivable, not just survivable, but thrivable. Um, yeah, it was. I would wear it, so I wore it for an hour, and then I had to take the entire thing off on the floor, on the convention floor, take a break, and then I put it back on to walk away in it, and which was cool in that I had people coming up and talking to me about it, and I liked that. But that wasn't the intention. The intention was to wear it. I just learned. I learned so much. And so I had a friend recently who made a larger than life build, and he just went through, honestly, the exact same experience. Like you build this thing and you're thinking about building it to look good, but the challenge is actually double fold. It's not just about looking good, it's about being wearable, because if you can't wear it, then it's just a really great display piece, which could also be a thing. Like, let's not discount that. You could totally build this little body inside of it and just put it on display and stand next to it and be like, I made this. Watch, its arms can move. And that is still super cool. Last monster that I got me, I was like, dude, this is gonna be running through the 90 degree. I did not know. It's so funny because I did not know you could sweat so much that that your eyes would have a reaction to your own sweat, and that's what, because it was so hot in all the foam in the xenomorph, and I didn't. You're gonna laugh. So as experienced builders out there, you're gonna laugh really hard at this. I did not wash the fabric that I used for the bodysuit, which was spandex, and so I sweat so much in it that I got back to the hotel room after prejudging before the competition. I took the bodysuit off and wrung it out of my sweat and had to like wash it in the hotel room. But I walked out and I had had a full body reaction to it. I was just like one big red itch. And my partner was there and like there's a couple times he's got a really good doctor face, like non-reactive, like, oh yeah, I see that's a problem. Perhaps you should take this. And there's been two times that he has like that's broke. It didn't work. That was one. He looked at me, he was like, you need now. So I did. It was fine. It was fine. And now I wash all my fabric before I wear it. And the other time was actually just a couple weeks ago because I had been ice skating and I fell on my knee and I really screwed it up. Uh, and I was in the bathroom kind of like poking at it, like it was swollen, it was bruised, and I was like, what? How bad can this be? And he walked in and he was like, and that's when I was like, damn it, I'm gonna have to take some ibuprofen or something. Yeah, the xenomorph broke him. That was his first break. It was a good one too. It was really itchy. I have no idea what I reacted to. I do have to be careful with spandex and latex products because I'm allergic to them. But I didn't think, I don't know, I'd worked with it so much, it had no reactions. I did a Victorian Godzilla. Oh, cool. Okay, yeah. Black taffeta. Oh my god, I wear it for an hour. Yep. Oh gosh, I bet it was gorgeous though. Oh, did I see it? I was in Heimdall. I remember that year. I was in Heimdall. I was so awestruck. I think I know. I think I remember your bill. I remember it. Like all that black taffeta though. My first cosplay, this one is all taffeta. And I sweat so much in it that like just like again like wring it out. And I'm not really a sweater. So it was um that was in Rose City. They don't turn the air conditioning on in that building and it gets really steamy. Really hot. I can't imagine though 20 yards of it. That's a lot. But a Victorian Godzilla is pretty cool. That's like pretty cool. Oh man, lessons learned. And people could have told me. They could have like anyone at any point could have said anything commonsensical about it, and I just wouldn't have listened. So I had to go through all that. I don't expect anyone to listen to me either. You kind of have to experience it to understand the like what it is you're engineering around. It's a lot of successes and a lot of failures, and they get bundled up together. So I have a hard time like talking about like showing those builds because they were so big and they were so successful slash unsuccessful as complicated. I feel the same way about the Navi build I had in September, and that I love a lot of it. I think it was a really good build, but also it wasn't. So I don't know if I should I don't know how I feel about it. We're 10 months later and I'm still like, I don't know how I feel about this. It's complicated. I gotta get into cosplay. Oh, you gotta get into cosplay. I got a photo with you. Oh, thank you. Never forget your skirts. That was a good year, that Heimdall year. I remember that. Oh, I'm so glad we got a photo together. I think I know the one you're talking about. I'm excited to see it. Thank you for messaging it. Yeah, you do gotta get into cosplay. I mean, or not. Or you could just make cool stuff. Cosplay gives me a direction to point the chaos. So that's in that regard, it's very helpful. And it also gives me a reason to ask and do the what if, which for me is probably a part of like my spirit is what if? What if I did this? What if we did this? What if why or and why? And cosplay gives me the direction to like point and fire that. But so do a lot of other things. I also just like enjoy sewing and I enjoy drawing. I'm not very good at it. I enjoy writing. Um, I think whatever you do, I just like making stuff. Awesome. It's awesome. I think that's enough leaves for some painting. You're totally right. Watercolors are so tricky. I think maybe I want to love using them, but I don't actually love using them. But I tried using the acrylic pens. My mom gave me a set, and they're okay. They are uh okay. They were fine. Like they worked great. They did everything they promised to. I just don't think I enjoyed using them. I think I just like actual painting because you're like mixing colors and you're kind of making a mess, and that speaks to me in a lot of in a lot of ways. Um, but I think maybe the colored water pencils, that would be a good fit for this. Also, this is not watercolor paper, this is regular paper, but I want it to warp. I want it to get weird. So that will be good there. And I can use the pencils on the butterflies. Okay, plan of attack. Got this primed. How's that primer drying? Oh, you can see, I think it dried pretty good. I know that I want a chance. It's got one of these didn't pop out. Do I want to chance a second coat? Sometimes it's nice to have two coats. I think I might today. Beverly says you can do it. I believe her. She's really good at what she does. But I do have a prop downstairs with some pretty horrific brush strokes that would suggest otherwise. So I wonder if I give this a full 24 hours to like dry cure. Not that the Mod Podge or the gesso need to cure, but I think Flex Bond, I don't know. I don't know. I shouldn't say anything because I don't know if Flex Bond needs to do anything. But I would like to see some of these gaps filled a little bit more. Like there's a little bit of, we knew this was going to happen. There's a little bit of gapping like right here and on some of these edges that are only a problem if you are looking at it from a foot away, like only noticeable, but that's how I plan on it to be. And I think another layer could solve that problem. Maybe if I'm strategic about the layer and I don't like cover the whole thing, I just cover the parts that need it. There's also some places where, because I didn't heat seal the 2mm foam, it's soaking up. It has soaked it up so you can see the pores. And well, it's foam, so there's going to be pores in it. We can't pretend like that doesn't exist. I could do a layer of Plasti Dip. I hate using Plasti Dip, but I could do it. I don't know. What are your thoughts out there? Let it cure. Don't get impatient. Okay, that's good advice. That is great advice. Let it cure. Don't get impatient. Maybe check it out tomorrow. There's no rush. I could work on this in the garage. Yeah. Has anyone tried using leak seal instead of Plasti Dip? I have a friend who uses it and swears by it. And I have a can that is now probably 10 years old, so I should probably throw it away. But I was looking at it the other day thinking like, should I try it? Should I try it? Should I try it? Usually I use Plasti Dip on armor. I don't know. Okay. Yeah. No, that's great advice. I'm going to listen to you. Don't rush it. Let it dry. Let it cure. So useful. So annoying. So annoying, right? Oh, all right. I think this is it for the day. I feel so much better. Thank you for hanging out. Like, this has been wonderful. I know we primed and we drew some flowers and petals, and it was mostly just me yapping. And I so appreciate hanging out, chilling, and crafting. This was awesome. I feel way better. Okay, if I try it and it's way better than Plasti Dip, I will let you know. You know the thing this for not sponsored, this Prime, if you're working with foam, this is amazeballs. That's the one I'm endorsing. I have middle of the road feeling about this. I think it's pretty good if you know what you're getting into. I would add it to my staple, my crop of glues, but not be the one and only glue unto which I offer at the altar. Oh, okay. All right. I'm dilly dallying. Yes. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out. In 2 weeks, we'll do another live, and I will be back from Lilac City Comic Con, I think. Yeah. 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 No, wait. It might be 2 weeks. I'll let you know. I'll post it. I'll do the same thing. I'm going to get better about that. I'm trying to get better about it, about posting on YouTube when I'm going to do a live, and then posting on Instagram as well, 2 day, like the day before and the day of when I'm going to do live. Did I do that this time? I think so. Whatever I did this time, I'm going to try to do again. All right. Okay. Anyways. Oh, don't forget the Purina Live Clear. I'm going to write that down. Thank you. Clear. Allergy. Wet cat food. Oh, thank you for that. Amazing. All right, folks. Oh, I'm so glad. These really make my days too. I hope the rest of your Sunday is wonderful. I hope your holiday is fantastic as well. Thank you for hanging out. And I will hopefully see you next time.